bundling up, and I'm just looking at him like, y'all soft.
You coming from Maryland.
I'm coming from Maryland. We can handle this. You know, so yeah, that was funny. And then the next day it was like 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Beautiful.
Man, I didn't want to come home. I said, why can't I just live here?
You could have.
Felt like calling my son up, pack your stuff up, son. Come on down here. I'm staying in ATL. But yeah, ATL was nice. The women are different in ATL.
Are they?
Yeah, like they seem...
Good or bad?
Well, all I got was appearance.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't really talk to anybody, anything, you know, but appearance-wise, I just noticed they dress different, you know, like, I guess
more.
loving hip-hop than...
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say, a little more...
They pretty dolled up.
Yeah,
They're
than
pretty
every
dolled
day,
up.
you know, jeans and a t-shirt and...
I couldn't even eat my food right. Good grief. All over the place. I'm sorry.
Yo, you make me sick sometimes.
I'm such a man, that's all.
Drooling.
You know? But yeah, it was nice. Food was cheap too.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, you know, when I ate at the restaurant, like it was enough food to feed a small village. You know? And I thought the bill was at least going to be 150, 160. It was like 72 bucks.
Hey.
That was good,
That's
right?
good, that's decent.
Appetizers, entree, what they call pasta to go in this particular restaurant, which was the equivalent to an entree. 2 drinks and 2 desserts, $72.
Can't beat
said,
it.
good grief. And it was like an old school Italian restaurant, very mafioso. I was looking in that restaurant, I said, they probably killed somebody in here.
Looking around, right?
It was interesting. But yeah, Atlanta was cool though. Like I can't wait to go back. You know, probably on, you know, a pleasure tip. That was business, you know what I mean? So we got a little pleasure out of it. But I would like to go just to kind of explore Atlanta a little bit more. Yeah, it was nice.
So is it safe to say that we're going to do BBD at the next convention?
Absolutely. Next year, for the second inaugural We Buy Black convention, BBD will be set up, we'll have a booth. I already spoke to Sharif about it, you know what I mean? So I'm in with the CEO. Yeah,
Look at you, name and drop it like that.
I mean, big up to Sharif, We Buy Black. He probably watched the video like, who's that again? It's Brother Mike, though, you know. No big deal. But yeah, it was cool though. Atlanta was cool. It was kind of amazing that, you know, we drove down there and drove back on Sunday, you know. So I literally landed back around midnight on Sunday, you know, just like that. I didn't think Atlanta could go down like that, but it was cool. It was cool. Leaving at 2 in the morning helped a lot because I drove all through the night. Yep. And it was sunshine. Didn't even take the first break until we hit like North Carolina. North Carolina was cold though.
Yeah?
Yeah, I told the guy at the gas station I'm offended. I thought I was in the South. I could have stayed in Maryland.
But you thought it was going to be 90 light and sunny?
I jumped out that car in North Carolina like, what? Man, it is cold out here.
Y'all was fooling me.
All right, so what else we got going on? Patreon.
We had a bell.
Yes, so let's talk about Patreon. Okay, so we now have a Patreon account. For those who are not familiar with Patreon, Patreon is a form of crowdfunding because if you guys don't know, like BBD, we pay for all this ourselves. Like we don't have funding, you know, no one gave us a loan for $100 grand, you know, to start the brand or even the radio show. So I decided to get us on Patreon to see if our audience, as well as our fans, would be willing to, you know, make donations. And the way it works is you select a tier. So we got $1 tiers, $5 tiers, and $15 tiers. Now there is one tier that's larger than that, but we focus on the 1, 5, and the 15 because that's doable for most people. So the way it works is, you know, you guys can sign up to be a patron for $1 a month or $5 a month. It'll take it off your card, debit card, credit card each month. You can stop it at any time. It's no annual commitment or anything. And what it does is it helps us basically pay for stuff. Like right now, we're trying to bring forward the Black by Demand sweatshirts. We're trying to bring you guys the black hoodies, you know, so we're working on that. And that's the type of stuff Patreon pays for, you know, to help us along, you know, and a lot of people who use Patreon as being creators, their fans are helping them get things done. So I thought it'd be a great way for us, Black by Demand, to try to get support from our fans because we keep it 100. We ain't got no money. We keep it real with y'all, you know. We here trying to make it, you know, so we need support from our people, you know, to get it done. So the Patreon account is patreon.com/Brother Mike BBD. So Nate, if you don't mind putting that on the screen for me, my friend, that would be great. So please go to Patreon and check out the site. I have a video on there where I explain it a little bit and a write-up to give you the breakdown of how things work. And we'd love for you guys to become patrons.
Do you want to tell them like some of the things that they get for like the different tiers? Like
yes. Well, I'll let them read about the tiers, but I'll tell you the way it works is what we reward you with for becoming a patron is access to our patron only feed. So that's a feed that's only on Patreon, right?
Yes.
And we'll have on there things that you won't get to see on the show. So it could be, I'll have a set of videos called Breaking Bread with Brother Mike, where I have discussions about topics that we might not have covered on BBD Radio Show, or it might be in more depth on a topic that we covered on the BBD Radio Show. And then you'll also have access to perks like, depending on which tier you pledge to, free merchandise once or twice a year. We also have special wristbands that are going to be for our patrons only. You know, so they'll have their own special little wristband.
Right.
And then we'll reward them with access to behind the scenes footage. And you'll get to see all the ins and outs of BBD as we grow with support from you guys, you know, and try to make it. So that's kind of how it works. So you get access to our patron only feed. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be fun.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm hoping that we get some supporters. I'm hoping that people find value in what we're trying to do as Black by Demand as a brand, as well as a radio show. And hopefully you think that's worth $1 a month, you know,
More than
or $5 a month, right? So I'm not asking for much, you know.
No, it's definitely not much.
No, it's not. But you know, we got to keep in mind we're dealing with black people. $5 is nothing to black people until they're giving it to other black people. You know what I mean? They buy something out the store like it was only $5. Then when it's you, it's like, well, give me $5. Like, $5? Hold up.
For what?
What you doing with it?
Don't you love the question?
Right. So yeah, so make sure you check out Patreon. We'll have that printed on the screen for you guys. We're going to go ahead and take our first break. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll let you know what today's show is about. And we're glad to be back in the studio.
We are. I missed
That's
it.
right? Black by Demand Radio Show. Stay with us.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are now listening to Just a Bit Outside, the sports radio show at BExposedRadio.com. Come join us every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, or at BExposedRadio.com.
So we had a lot of things going on.
Mother's Day, Major League Baseball, pink bats, pink outfits.
Yeah. They certainly did the mothers good. They don't show them justice. Like Jimmy said, the pink bats, cleats, all types of pink highlights in the major leagues. The Orioles were swept by the Kansas City Royals.
Wah, wah.
The Kansas City Royals. Thank you, Eric. Kansas City Royals they're like one of the worst teams in the Major League Baseball right now. Yeah, so that was a little tough.
Yeah, so the Orioles no longer have the top record. It belongs to the Washington Nationals now.
Yeah, so that was tough. So hopefully they'll get back on track with the next series. Maryland, we got some local sports, collegiate to report. The Maryland lacrosse. Let's shout out the Maryland lacrosse team. They are in the NCAA tournament, and they...
Hey, this is Mark, just a bit outside on BeExposedRadio.com. Listen to us every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on Facebook, and on YouTube.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty.
Here's how it works.
Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right?
Radio Loyalty.
Click that banner to join now.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Black Body Man Radio Show. I want to read a comment. So this is from Miss Ramona Tolbert Glover. Ramona says, I'm so proud of all that you are doing, my brother. Keep up the great work. Ramona, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Her and I are from the same neighborhood. BV for life. We representing.
BV.
And as much as, you know, like you do things, you know, and you want your people, you know, to support you and be proud of it, but it is like extra important that it comes from the people that you grew up with in your neighborhood, so forth and so on. And she happens to be one that gives me credit for that. And I thank you, Mona. It means a lot. It's important to me. So thank you very much. Because, you know, hatred and jealousy comes the most from family and friends.
True.
You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important when you get that support from family and friends. Because this is the origin of hatred and jealousy. Right. So when you get someone that supports you, has been knowing you your whole life, and they're like, hey, I'm proud of what you're doing. I see your vision. I see your mission. Like, it means a lot. So thank you again, Ramona. Appreciate it. Big up to the Glover family. That's what's up. We grace. All right. So let's talk about today's show.
Yes.
Constructive or destructive? So remember, we announced last month that this is a new segment we're going to be doing once a month. So we did the first one October 22nd, I believe.
Yes.
So we're due for another show on constructive or destructive. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We got a couple of interesting things. Yeah, it should be interesting. So I'll get the weird one out the way first.
Which is?
Seafood. Constructive or
Every
destructive?
black person loves seafood. So
I know, and that's why I thought it was important to bring that one up. Now, I know that seems a little weird for constructive or destructive, but just off the back, what do you think? Constructive or destructive? Seafood.
I don't know how to answer this.
Audience, let me know what you think. Seafood, constructive or destructive?
I think it has a destructive, like, not meaning, but like you always think of something negative when you think of black people in seafood, like, oh, they bought it with food stamps. Oh, like, how are you getting assistance and you can afford to buy shrimp? Like, it's always been that negative, like, little twinge to it, but I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Okay, all right. I think it's destructive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because you know on the BBD radio show, we like to tell secrets, right?
What's the secret?
Okay, so here's the thing. When you look at the sickness of black people, remember we did shows, we announced like we're some of the sickest people in America in particular, right? So the doctors are not ever going to tell us that a part of our sickness, we know about pork. People talk about pork, right? So that one's kind of on Front Street. People starting to learn a little bit about that. Because at one point with pork, everybody wanted to blame it on a spiritual thing. Oh, that's just the Israelites that don't eat pork. That's just the Muslims that don't eat pork, right? But now you have the medical community coming forward with videos and doctors saying, oh, pork's horrible for you. You know what I mean? The parasites in it, so forth and so on. But the thing they haven't touched in on yet is seafood. A lot of the illnesses that we get from cardiovascular disease, kidney disease, hypertension, high blood pressure. It's coming from seafood as well. Now, we as black people are one of the #1 consumers of seafood. So seafood is playing a major part in making us sick. Now, I'll flip to the biblical. 2/3 of black people are Christians. It says right in the Bible in Leviticus chapter 11 that we are not supposed to be eating this stuff. Shrimp, crabs, and I know crabs that's taboo being from Maryland, right? I'm just simply telling the facts here, right? Shrimp, crabs, lobster, oysters, clams, scallops, all of those items God has put on earth as garbage disposals. They are here to cleanse the ocean of all the foulness in it, from poop to rotten flesh to things of that nature. A shrimp in particular is literally the brother of a cockroach. It is the sea cockroach. So if you wouldn't eat a cockroach off your countertop, you probably shouldn't consider eating shrimp. Now, as much as shrimp is delicious, you know, shrimp is delicious. I haven't eaten it in 6 years, but it's delicious. Same with crab meat and all that good stuff. I'm just saying we still need to know the facts. Is this stuff killing us? And the answer is yes. It is. I know. That's why I just wanted to get that one out the way. I know that ruffled some feathers today, but I have enough love for my people to tell them the truth, even when they don't like it. So I'm not saying that people are supposed to jump up cold turkey and stop eating seafood. That's particularly what I did, the path I took, you know, because I don't want to be sick. And then I also want to be in step with the Most High's laws and statutes. But I'm saying at a minimum, learning the information, you should consider researching it and maybe curtailing it a little bit, because we go hard on seafood. We do. And that's why we're sick. That's another culprit.
So no seafood, period? Like,
depends on who you are. You know, if you're a diehard spiritual person, you know, and you go hard behind the good book, the Bible, then you probably shouldn't eat it at all. You know, but if you just say, I just want to be medically healthy, then you should definitely reduce it, like a lot. Because it is keeping us sick. It's keeping us sick. And I know that that's information a lot of black people don't know. Now, here's the thing. I employ my audience to do this. The next time you go to the doctor, ask your doctor. Ask your doctor to tell you the truth. Say to your doctor, if I stop eating crabs, shrimp, oyster, lobster, you understand what I mean? Catfish, because that's fish with no scales, right? Will that increase my health? Will I become healthier? Watch what your doctor tells you. I promise you, your doctor's going to say, yeah, because all of those things are packed with cholesterol, so forth and so on. But again, if we go back to the spiritual, right? Because there's a lot of people in the audience that are very spiritual, Christians and Muslims and Israelites, so forth and so on. These items are garbage disposals. So God said your body is a temple. Okay, you're not supposed to dump garbage into your temple. And if you do, it's guaranteed you will be sick. So I like to bring forth the information that I think helps us. I don't expect people to jump up and stop eating all this seafood, but at least now you won't do it just out of ignorance.
That's surprising though. I've never heard that seafood is bad for you.
Isn't that interesting?
Very
You never heard that, and look who controls the things you hear. You know, see, instead they just want you coming to the doctor sick, and then they put you on, you know, some type of medication or whatever. But seafood is killing black people. It is. And part of that is fish with no scales and fins. So for black people, that's one particular fish that we tend to consume a lot. So that would be catfish. So catfish, just like shrimp, lobster, and all the others, is a scavenger. He cleans the ocean. He eats the poop and the dirt off the ground and all that. And then we're eating that and putting that into our body. See, just like a pig with pork. Porks are the garbage disposals of land, of earth. A pig will eat anything. Like literally. Like you can put ketchup on a beer can. The pig will eat it. He'll eat it. So I wanted that one to be the first one to kind of, you know, give everybody the shock value and wake them up.
That was definitely shocking.
Right. Especially when you look at something like shrimp, right? Black people love shrimp. And then with us being from Maryland, crabs, oh, forget about it.
You said it's like the cockroach of the sea.
It is. That's literally what it is.
That analogy right there is like,
that's like you can literally look that up. Biology, a shrimp is the cockroach of the ocean.
That's gross.
And we popping them in our mouth like ain't no
We
tomorrow.
love a good fried coconut.
Yes,
fried
and guess who taught us how to eat all this seafood? I digress.
No comment.
The same people that want to treat you for it. So yeah, so I want us to know the truth in regards to the foods that we're eating. You know, like we are a very sick people. You know, all of us have sickness all throughout our family, from diabetes to hypertension, so forth and so on. And it's been proven that all of that sickness is coming from the food.
Damn.
And seafood's a big one.
Damn.
So for me, seafood is destructive.
Damn.
You know, and again, I'm not telling anybody to jump up cold turkey. I'm just simply giving you the information. Please don't shoot the messenger. You can have a crab cake tonight if you like.
The choice is yours.
Right. Now, I personally don't eat. I only eat fish with scales and fins. But that's because you know, my belief system, my faith, I stick to the scriptures, what the Most High says. Because if you happen to read Leviticus 11, you know, you believe in the Bible, that's the key thing. He lists everything that we can and can't eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not supposed to be eating that crap, you know, and it's keeping us sick. I know. That's disappointing. I'm sorry.
Every time I come in here.
If anyone in the audience has any information about seafood, whether pro or con versus what I said, feel free to type it in. We would love to, you know, get your take on it. But yeah, it's been proven. It's not good for us. And we are some seafood eating people.
Aren't we?
Now, I'll flip the script, right? And go on to what Dr. Anderson said. Because we are one of the #1 consumers of seafood, Dr. Anderson is like, if you ain't gonna stop eating it, at least be the one making the money off of it. Because all we are is the consumers. We need to be the ones actually selling it.
Selling the seafood.
Right, right. It's just like with the black beauty industry. It's about
things that we consume a lot
that
of,
we dominate in through consumption.
Right.
We should be the ones getting paid from it. So not only are we getting sick from it, but the people who selling it to us are making money. So everybody's making money off of us, from the people selling you the seafood all the way to the doctors giving you the prescription for your diabetes, high blood pressure, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, and the whole nine. Yep.
Sheesh, man.
I know, right? So sorry, guys, you know, but
Depressed.
I love you too much to lie to you. All right, so we got the seafood out the way, right? Everybody okay in the audience? You know, they probably mad, like, I ain't stopping.
Look, somebody at home.
I'm eating my shrimp.
Yeah, somebody at home eating a bowl of crab soup, like.
Right now, right. and a crab is the same thing, you know? Like, a crab is just worse than a shrimp. They literally are walking on the ocean floor eating everything. So I mean, I love crabs like the next person, but I haven't eaten any in 6 years. You know, when you know better, you do better. Now I'm a little older, you get what I'm saying? So I got to take care of myself. I'm trying to make sure that when I hit 65, I'm not like the average black person I see at 65, which is sick.
True.
Swolled up ankles, diabetes, you know what I mean? All kinds of stuff. I don't want to be that person. So I have to continue to evolve, right? So I do the research, I read the books, and I bring it to you guys for free. The Black Body Man radio show, and I just hope you don't hate me for it.
Don't listen to Mike, he ruins everything.
Right. You ever see that show, Andy Ruins Everything? I had somebody, they was like, that should have been you. I said, I know, right? Should have been Brother Mike Ruins Everything.
Yeah.
Somebody had some shrimp when I said it, like,
don't even want it no more. Take it
Just
back.
ruined my lunch. All right, so that's the first one, constructive or destructive. So we agree to disagree. I think it's destructive. You think it's constructive.
Well, now that I know.
Upon further review. Okay, all right, so I think it's destructive. Again, I would like the audience's opinion on that as well. All right, so what's next? Constructive or destructive? Okay, we'll get the other one out the way.
Which one?
Black Friday.
Destructive.
Destructive?
Oh.
Tell me why.
Black Friday used to be something that, like, on Friday after Thanksgiving is done, you go out 6 o'clock in the morning and you go shopping. Cool, good sales. That's all fine and dandy. What it's turned into now, especially since I've worked in retail and had to work Black Friday because it was mandatory. If you believe in the whole holiday season and, you know, Thanksgiving is big to you, who wants to go into work on Thanksgiving night and be away from their families to go to work in these crazy stores and watch people fight over materialistic things because it's at a good price?
Okay.
Like, I just don't support it. I don't like what it's turned into. I think it's very, like, materialistic and money hungry. Like, it's just, I don't like what it's become. So
right.
I think it's
destructive, huh?
Destructive.
And I mean, especially with the current event we just was talking
Right,
about.
that's
Nate
why
explained to us somebody just got shot.
Come on.
And then the videos all on social media, you see people getting trampled. I seen one the other day where the lady had like her 4-year-old with her. He almost got trampled. She had to pick him up off the ground because people was just about to trample on him. And I'm thinking, why would you even go there with your 4-year-old? Right, that was insane.
But it's just, what it's turned into is just so disgusting.
Well, I definitely agree with you. I think it's destructive. And you know I always got like some other reasons. So first, let's go back and revisit what Black Friday really is. Okay, so Black Friday really was the day that you could get the slaves at the best discount price. So this was the day, same way they do sales today, and you getting TVs. Back then it was slaves.
No, sir.
Oh, yes. That's why they called it Black Friday.
That's
so this
not why.
Yes, it is.
The reason that I was told it was is, you know, how they make so much money, like they get into the black or whatever it's called, like, you know, economically.
Yeah, no.
No?
No. No.
Damn.
Black Friday was the day where you could get the slaves at the lowest price. So they say, come on out on Black Friday. We got $300, you know, 200 heifers, you know what I mean? We're selling them at cut rate prices. They're normally $400 a buck and $250 a heifer. But today,
on Black Friday,
you can get you a buck for $150.
Oh my gosh!
Get you a heifer for $75, and that's what they was doing with us. Now, let's look at the parallelness of what you said you thought it was.
Yeah.
So Black Friday initially was about slavery and getting the slaves at a good price. Okay, so then when you look at present day, who is it that takes Black Friday the most serious? Black people, right. So you see the psychological warfare?
Yeah.
We are still the slaves of Black Friday.
This is so sickening.
I know. God damn you, Brother Mike.
Right. You gotta ruin it every time.
Right. So it's rooted in evil. It's rooted in, you know, spirits, demonic spirits. So that's what you see on Black Friday. All the black people coming out and
acting a damn fool.
Acting a damn fool
for
to get a TV that's $20 less. Now, if you really knew the hat trick, right? If you really knew how retail works, so forth and so on. So let's say Black Friday, you know, that TV that was normally $700, they say you can get it for $425. So you bust your ass to go get it for $425.
Yep.
But the reality is, the TV really only cost them $50 to make it, right? If anything, they should have only been selling it for $200.
Yes.
If they sold it for $200, they'd make a hell of a profit. But they mark it all the way up to $600 or $700, and then Black Friday come, drop it back down to $400.
Right.
But you see, their profit is still 300-400%.
True.
So even if we knew that, it might refrain us, you know. But we are the #1 consumer, so we're kind of caught up when it comes to purchasing.
All the stuff that they sell for Black Friday is made especially for Black Friday, so you're not even getting anything of real quality.
No, you're getting a bunch of cheap stuff.
Stuff that's going to last you until next Black Friday.
That's right. Be time to get another one.
Yeah,
time to get. That's true. Bing, bing, bing. Not my bell, but we can still ring it. Very, very true. So yeah, Black Friday is rooted in slavery. It's rooted in slavery, and it's very ironic that we are still the #1 consumers. So first we was the ones being sold. Now we're the ones being sold to.
A mess.
Black Friday. Now, don't get me wrong. I like a good deal like everybody else. I'm not going out on Black Friday.
Right.
I'm more like a Cyber Monday kind of guy.
Cyber Monday, they had Small Business Saturday.
Right, okay, yeah. That's more along my lines.
Yeah.
But getting out there, you know, what time them stores be opening? Like 6 o'clock on the
Thursday.
night before, right?
Not even on Friday. You can't even call it Black Friday.
Right. They got so many people, excuse me. They got so many people waiting to do it, you know, to get there and make those purchases. Now, what about the fights? So even if we don't look at, you know, the true history of it, what about the fights that be happening? Like,
people don't got no shame. Yeah, they don't got no shame. Like you fighting over a TV or a crock pot or, you know, something so stupid.
Right. Because
it's at a good price, and they purposely do that. They mark it down to these ridiculous numbers, and then they only give you like 5 or 6 of them. What you think is going to cause the fight?
Right.
They don't have enough for everybody. They know what they're doing.
Fun fact, on Black Friday, the retail stores make more money than they make all year on Black Friday.
Seriously?
Yeah, they make more money on that day than they've made all year. Isn't that crazy?
I just can't support it.
Yeah, I'm not with
can't.
it. I'm not with it, you know? And then just the fact that they even still call it Black Friday.
Yeah.
Why? Because they depend on black people not to do research. They'll never even catch it. We'll still call it Black Friday. You get what I mean? They'll never figure it out.
But it's such a big thing, like in the black community, because like especially around this time or before Thanksgiving, they'll be like, "Did you see that Black Friday sale? Did you see what Walmart's gonna have? Do you see what?" Come on, that's what you're worried about. That's what you're excited about.
You're seeing proof of us being the #1 consumer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we take deals very seriously. But yeah, so I think Black Friday is destructive. I saw a great post on Facebook where I think it was a brother, he put it up, but he was showing the videos of like the people fighting and trampling each other and all that. And then he put underneath, if this is how they act over a TV, how are they going to act when it's a food shortage? I said, oh, woo, it's going to be some smoke in the city. That was deep, you know what I mean? That was deep. Because, you know, other countries are experiencing food shortages. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here, but...
we're next.
Well, let's just say we're on the list. I mean, listen, they already poisoned the water in Michigan.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, which is worse, a food shortage or poisoned water? I think poisoned water is worse because that's something you still think you have and you're drinking it. Food shortage, at least you know ain't nothing there.
You can't poison something.
You can't poison something you ain't got.
Oh, man.
So there are people who predicted that will be coming to America eventually. And I think that's why the brother had put that post up. Just to show you, like, man, you ain't seen nothing yet. This is how they act over TVs.
Wait till ain't nobody got
Off-brand
no food,
TVs on top of that, right? So yeah, so for me, Black Friday was pretty destructive.
But what is it going to take for, I'm not even going to say everybody, but for like just our community to like step outside of that?
Ooh, a miracle on 34th Street. No, I think it's going to take, I always go back to education, you know, and I don't pretend to be the expert on everything, but I always go back to education. And like I said, that's kind of the goal of this show. We're always out to educate because, you know, it's only going to, you know, probably affect 2 or 3 out of every X amount of people. But if those 2 or 3 people wake up and start doing things different, and then they teach that to your children, you know, a couple generations down the road, we might be dealing with some different black people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Who see things a little differently. Because I predict, and I'm not a soothsayer, I'm not a prophet, but I'm going to prophesy on this one. I predict that eventually being an ignorant black person is going to play out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because other black people ain't going to deal with you. Yeah. You understand what I mean? You're going to still be on that yesteryear bullshit, and they're going to be like, nah, I don't even want that person coming. Right. I think that ignorance is going to play out because we are in the awakening. You know what I mean? So you got more people like myself and you, the Black by the Man radio show, who are bringing forth education on things, and that's going to start to change people's mindset, along with what they're going to continue to witness on social media. Right. You know what I mean?
Can't even hide from it anymore.
You can't even hide from it. It's a lot of stuff that's just being blatant these days. So I think over time, it's going to play out. It's going to be like, you know, if you're not coming with some consciousness and some awareness and trying to understand that you, even though you may not see yourself as being a key player in what happens with your people, but you can help. Every little bit helps. Each one teach one is going to kick in. Yeah. You know, and it's going to become not cool to know the truth about Black Friday. It's going to become, you know, not cool. Upon right. It's going to be frowned upon to know that you're still participating in things that, you know, are detrimental to your people. So that's what I prophesy. And again, I'm nobody. So just let that sink in. All right. So let's move on to the next. Constructive or destructive? Cosmetic surgery. Ooh, cosmetic surgery. So let's cover some grounds on this.
Yes.
Let's cover what is cosmetic surgery. So we got Brazilian butt lifts, Botox, right?
Nose jobs.
Nose jobs.
Lip injections.
Lip injections.
Breast augmentation.
Breast augmentation.
Lipo.
Lipo. And gastric bypass surgery, right? Is that what it's called?
I wouldn't say that's called.
Yeah, that's cosmetic.
It could be, but it could also be health reasons.
No. That's to reshape you. That's cosmetic.
Not gastric. Lipo is more so reshape.
You know they'll cut your stomach and make it the size of a walnut. And,
to lose weight?
Yes. Now
you would consider that cosmetic?
Yeah, because you're doing it to lose weight instead of taking your big ass to the gym.
Well, all right then.
Just saying, you know, just keep it 100. You know, like instead of trying to eat healthy and go to the gym and exercise, you want to take a shortcut and say, no, I'd just rather they cut me open and take half my stomach out. That's cosmetic.
Damn.
Serious cosmetic, but it's cosmetic. Constructive or destructive? I mean, I took my big ass to the gym. That's why I can say that.
The way you say big ass.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no different. You know, I took my big ass to the gym. So I'm not saying it like I wasn't, you know what I mean? I'm the same boat.
Constructive or destructive?
I put down the Twinkies.
That one I'm on the fence of.
On the fence?
In the middle, I'd say.
Okay, so let's talk about it. It might help your decision.
Yeah, because I got to wait for you to say what you got to say, and then I'll give my answer.
Well, there's a couple ways to approach this. Of course, I think it's destructive. I think it's completely destructive. I think it is us as a people, once again, accepting avenues that are given to us by other people to deal with our problems. You know, like, I'm old school. You know, so when I was growing up, the old folks always used to tell us, you don't let nobody cut on you unless it's absolutely necessary. I mean, think about it. Your body's not going to be the same after that. You may look cute, you know, but there's going to be some other problems going along with that. It's not natural. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're accepting things because the medical community says, hey, you can do this.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? And we're losing grip of who we are as a cultured people. And saying, oh, no, we don't do that. That's not us. You get what I mean? But instead, we're being convinced to accept some European standards. Just the fact that we would even consider that is a European standard. When I was young, there was no such thing. You know, if someone was overweight, man or woman, they had to lose weight. Had to learn to eat healthier, exercise, lose weight. Cool, Nate, I got you. So, you know, this shortcut stuff, you know, like it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. And anytime you do surgery, it's a risk. It's a risk of not waking up even from the anesthesia.
True.
You know, so surgery is always a risk. But hold that thought. We're going to take another break. We'll be back. Black Body Man Radio Show. We are talking constructive or destructive cosmetic surgery. But we even got into the butt lifts.
I was just about to say.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
So yeah, remind me of that, please, if you get a chance. I appreciate it. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are talking constructive or destructive, and we are on cosmetic surgery. And I was just in here talking shit. Y'all missed it.
He sure was.
So we was talking about I think it's called gastro, I think. Because I know it's like two options. One, you can get your stomach cut, which is insanity to me. And then number two,
gastric bypass, and then they have
right. Then they got the other one
where they completely like make your stomach smaller and reroute your intestines. And then they have.
Now I want you to just listen to what you just said.
I know it sounds crazy.
Say that again.
The gastric bypass, where they take your stomach and they make it into the size of like an egg, and they reroute your intestines into that little pouch.
Right, and this is for cosmetic reasons.
Yeah.
Now, I do think there are situations where that may apply. So I don't want to sound like it's just like, oh, never do that.
Yeah.
Because I used to watch my 600-pound life on the Learning Channel.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm just saying, I get it. Like, they can't even get out of bed.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So, like that, okay, I'm with you, right? Extreme measures call for extreme, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think they represent the majority of people getting it.
That's like the very extreme spectrum.
Right.
So, yeah,
I feel like that's what that should be reserved for. Sirens.
Damn.
B-More. We don't play.
Right.
Charm City, baby. You know, I actually don't mind when the sirens go off. I think it's so organic.
That one was just super like right
Welcome
outside.
to Maryland.
Yeah, that one was loud.
But yeah, I think that should be like reserved for like extreme situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to lose some weight. Like, it's so much healthier ways to do that.
True.
You know, investigate how to lose weight. Deals with 80% of losing weight deals with your diet. The other 20% is exercise. So like, why not just do that and be healthier? How could you possibly be healthier getting cut on? You know what I mean? Like, it's people who, you know, break their thumb, sprain their ankle. It bothers them the rest of their life.
True.
They get arthritis in it and the whole nine. So for me, it's just completely destructive, and I don't think it's of our nature. I think, again, it's us putting trust in other people who say it's okay to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like,
despite all the side effects that come with it.
Right, because see, it's about money for them. You know what I mean? So that particular doctor, that surgeon, he's just getting money.
True.
He doesn't have to deal with what you're gonna go through for the next 2 years. I mean, you know, again, if I go back to the spiritual, you know, like the Most High made us all perfect. You know, so what makes you think your perfect body is going to continue to operate the way it's supposed to when you altered it, and it wasn't for emergency reasons? It was, you know, cosmetic. So stuff like that, I think it's destructive. I think we are accepting when other people say something's okay. When we used to be more strong, like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but in the back of my mind, I still feel like maybe it's just the woman part of me where it's like, well, if you're not happy, then, you know, what's a little injection here gonna do? But
well, injections might be a little different.
Yeah,
it might be a little different. I mean, I still think it's destructive, but at least it's not cutting.
Like, cosmetic surgery falls like it's a whole spectrum of different things that you can do. So whether it's an injection or a butt lift or getting your boobs done, like.
So gastro is the most extreme.
Yeah.
So what would be the next most extreme?
Tummy tucks.
What about breasts? Is that?
Yeah, because you're like physically like we're putting something into your body, so that's pretty extreme.
It's pretty extreme, right? It's pretty extreme.
Putting something.
It's really extreme, right? And again, this is cosmetic. This is so you can look better.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? What else? butt injections.
That's like the whole trend right now, especially for like the black girls. And
which I find to be amazing.
Yeah.
Like, what happened where black women now feel like they have to get butt injections? Black women are the authority on butts.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, everybody but
maybe
want
that's
it to
the
be like
reason
a
why,
black
because
woman.
if you're black and you don't have a butt, then it's like...
Okay. All right.
Maybe that's
you
why.
You want to fix that.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Dangerous?
Hella dangerous.
Hella
have you
dangerous.
seen what some women
I've
have
seen
gone?
horror stories.
Yeah, what they
I've
go
seen
through?
purple butts. Where a whole butt is just like purple from being bruised up and injecting that craziness.
That's even if you go through like a licensed surgeon. But black women, no, not even just black women, but women, period, they go to like these back alleys and get these crazy...
Because it's cheap, right?
Discount butt injections where they end up with lumps in their booty 2 years later. Like, it's just...
So I want to piggyback off what you were saying. So why is it that you think so many black women are now considering cosmetic surgery?
To keep up with the Joneses.
Okay.
Keep up with what's, you know, popping or what's considered beautiful.
Do you think that could be considered self-hatred?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to agree with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna change something about your appearance to that extent, then you're obviously not happy with who you are. You don't accept yourself for what you are naturally given or not given.
So instead of a cosmetic change, you may need a mental change.
Yeah.
Ah, I like that. Very interesting. Yeah, because everything starts in the mind.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, because it does seem like it's getting pretty dangerous out here. You know, and I just didn't quite understand why black women. I feel like black women are the standard. You know what I mean? Like, y'all set the pace. So it was a little saddening to me to see black women like trying to do European stuff.
You see it that way, but they may not see it that way.
Absolutely, yeah, I get that. They don't, like you said, they don't have that confidence in themselves. And I think that's also a part of society, because society is not building the black woman. Society's tearing down the black woman.
Yep.
So it would make sense that she doesn't see herself the way her black king sees her, because she's comparing herself to other things.
Right.
Ooh, we dropping some science today. All right, look, so before we continue on with this, we are up on another commercial break. Stay with us, Black by the Man Radio Show. We'll be back. We're going to keep this one moving.
Dropping some more gems.
Dropping some more gems. We should have put some ice on the table. We're dropping gems.
All right, man.
All right, we'll be back. Stay with us, Black by the Man Radio.
How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question, because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it, because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously, because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like, you know,
the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody.
That was funny. You have a little bit of skill.
Right? Used to do that. Shout out to DJ Big Man. I was in here scratching. You know what I mean? It's all good.
That was kind of tight.
All right. So we're talking cosmetic surgery.
Yes.
Butt lifts, gastro, tummy tucks. Wait a minute. Well, let's go back to the butt lifts. Because they got different kinds, right?
They got the Brazilian.
Now, the Brazilian is what? When they take fat from your body and then put it in your butt?
Yeah.
Okay, that seems a little safer. I don't recommend it, but I'm just saying it seems a little safer than what else they be injecting, like
I think they have like
silicone
that
or some crap.
like implant that they can put in your butt.
Butt implants, I've seen that before. I seen one go wrong where the girl flipped it back.
In her butt, right?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was real good. But it looked natural when it was in there, you know what I mean? Like, well, what do I know?
Ask you, you'll say anything.
So what about the lighter cosmetic surgery? So we talking Botox, lip injections?
Fillers.
Again, for me, I just struggle with that. Like, black women feel they need to do this. Like, black women are the most beautiful women on the planet.
But not all black women.
I know. I definitely understand the psychology of what's happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I do understand that, but I guess I'm just hopeful for us not to, reach that point, where people can tell us, oh, I can change you the way you look. Like, you can do that yourself. So I guess my biggest reason for being destructive is it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's unhealthy. None of that's healthy. I don't even care if it's just Botox between your eyes. That can't be healthy. Like, you're injecting something in your forehead to freeze your nerves and stuff. So
to not have wrinkles.
Right. Now, as black people, we tend to be very spiritual people. We believe in the Most High. So are we like saying that we don't believe the Most High created us perfect? Or what are we saying with this? Do you get what I'm saying? Because like 2/3 of us are Christians.
Yeah.
But that also is who's getting all the surgery, the Christians. I'm just being real, you know what I mean? It's like Israelites and Muslims are not out getting surgery. It's Christian black women, Hindus and Buddhists, they're not out getting surgery. These are Christian black women. So where is the connection being broken between the Most High, who they call God, created something perfect, in your belief system, but at the same time,
there's that big disconnect there.
Yeah, I think it is somewhere.
Because you can't feel like God made you perfect and then
you go get a Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah.
You go get breast augmentation.
I guess that just comes with living within society's standards of what's.
I think so.
What's beautiful.
And that's the part I don't like about it. You know what I mean? But I understand it. It's psychological warfare. Sisters are being put in a certain situation where they're feeling, like you said, they need to keep up.
And not to throw it onto the black man, but.
It sounds like that's what you're about to do.
Y'all love
But let me tell you this: if you're about to be a black woman that's blaming something y'all do on a black man, there will be no surprise there.
I'm not blaming it, but I'm saying it's going to take for y'all to build up the black woman to where she feels like she doesn't need those things. Because anybody else can tell her, "Oh, you don't need that." But when a black man is like, they objectify women and they make the standard of what a black woman should be with fat butt and big lips and
I don't think they make the standard. I think
they embrace it. That's what they're known for doing, for putting out there. So in order for the black woman to love herself again, it's going to take for that black man to be like, you don't need that.
I mean, I think that would help.
Yeah.
I think that would help. But I don't think that's the reason she's the way she is. I think that is the excuse that black women use. Because I've heard black women say that. Like, well, we have to do that in order to try to keep up because that's what y'all want. And I'm saying you have to take responsibility for what you do. You cannot do something to your body and then blame somebody else. I mean, come on.
If a woman gets her butt done because her man wants her to do it, you don't think that plays a part in it?
I don't think
her self-esteem that she feels like she has to if he's constantly like.
I don't. I think it's an illusion. I don't think anything the black woman does in regards to her appearance is for the black man. It's for other black women. We don't know that those are red bottoms. We don't know that that's a Gucci dress or whatever, and we could care less.
Really?
Right. So when y'all put on what y'all do, whether it's cosmetic surgery or fancy clothes, that's not for the black man, because we'll take you in a Walmart uniform. Y'all doing that for other black women to look at you and say, girl, you slayed it. You get what I'm saying? You know, you fierce, you know what I mean? All that, like, you don't get that from us. So y'all showing out for each other. I'm just saying, that's just real. Absolutely, and it's no different with us. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is, if you take a black man and then he goes, gets a fancy car, and he wears Jordans all the time, that ain't for black women. He doing that for other black men, because they the ones that's going to look at it like the woman don't really care. You could have had on a pair of loafers from Pick and Pay. And she just said, I think he's nice looking. You know what I'm saying? So the stuff that we do actually be for the same gender, but we pretend that, you know, the men pretend, oh, I did this so the ladies will like it.
Yeah.
And then the ladies pretend, oh, I did this because the men like it. But in all reality, I think it's BS. You're doing it for yourself. Don't no woman care if I put on a pair of Jordans.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. Not grown women. Maybe some young girls, but not grown women, right? A grown woman is going to be more concerned about how you are with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you could just be average with your dress. But she said, he treats me like a queen. You know, he's good to me, so forth and so on. You know, now, younger generation, millennials, yeah, a lot of black women are attracted to certain materialistic things with guys, you know, but that's how they end up in bad situations. You know what I mean? And not happy with, you know, what goes on with their kids and baby daddies and all that, which is a whole nother show. But yeah, I think we show out for each other. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, because like, I don't know of a black woman looking at a black man and saying, you know, he cute, I like him, but he just got on like some Converses. You know what I mean?
You
like,
never heard that?
No.
Maybe it's just my age bracket.
It might be. It might be a young thing, yeah.
Like women and men, like, you do stuff to get recognized by the other, like the opposite sex, just to get that, you know, that interaction.
See, for me, it would be more about how it fits you.
Yeah.
You know, so if the guy wears his clothes and you can tell he's got a nice build, like I can see a woman looking at that, like, oh no, he dresses nice, he got a nice build. You get what I mean? Same with us. We don't know what that stuff is you have on. We just pay attention how it fits you. You know what I mean? The heels are sexy, you know what I mean? The jeans or whatever. But as far as like the breakdown, only another woman knows what you got on. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. And we don't care. You know, just like if I have on a pair of limited edition, you know, Air Jordans, you know, signed by Michael Jordan, you don't care about that. You don't know nothing about it. You're not going to look at them and be like, oh, they tight. Only another dude is going to do that. The girl might just be like, oh, they nice. And you don't think so? You think a woman would be on it? Wow, that's
maybe for just my age.
It might be the millennial thing.
It might be the millennial thing because I feel like, especially women my age or younger, they're
real
like,
materialistic.
Yeah, they see what you got on. They're like, oh, he fly. He got money.
Okay,
like, so
yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That's the difference between, you know.
Yeah. Well, as women get a little older, I guess they kind of get away from that. Probably because of the lessons they learned.
That could be it.
Right? Probably the lessons they learned, you know what I mean? Okay, all right. I get it. So what are we looking at cons on cosmetic surgery? Time cost, financial cost, risk.
Yes.
Time cost is a big one. Because like that seems to be the thing I don't hear people talk about when it comes to cosmetic surgery. Nobody mentions that if you get breast implants, you're out of work for 2 months.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So there's a time cost associated with that. And then of course financial cost, we know about that.
That's a
you're
lot
gonna
of
pay
money.
G's, you know, to have somebody cut you. I know some people that did it for free, but those are people that cut you for free.
Right.
I'm just saying. And then risk. So let's talk about risk. Very risky.
Die.
Yes, for any surgery.
Yeah.
You could die getting anesthesia to get a tooth pulled. You could never come back. That's why they have you sign papers. Sign right here. This is local anesthesia.
Right.
What does local mean?
We don't expect anything.
You got it from the Rite Aid around the corner.
Right.
CVS was local. So yeah, so it's risky. The pros, when I researched it, is instant life-changing results. So you wake up looking like the way you want, I guess. You look good and you feel good.
Instant gratification.
Instant gratification. So a lot of us are weighing the options and feel like the risk is worth the instant gratification.
That makes sense.
Right. Not really, but
it makes sense.
Makes sense as far as how they're doing it, but
Right.
not logically.
No.
Logically speaking.
Because I've seen like a million posts on Facebook where it'd be like, go into the gym and do squats, build your butt.
Right.
Why do that when I can go to Miami
Yeah, that
and
seems to
buy
be
a
the
butt?
route. Yeah, that seems to be the route. Well, I pray that the sisters get away from that, you know what I mean, and just go out here and get healthy yourself, learn how to eat better, learn how to exercise, and, get healthy the right way. You'll still be beautiful. You'll still be beautiful. Now, too bad they don't have them surgery for men. Because if they could change some parts, I'm telling you, everybody be getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Because men are, a little insecure with certain things. You get what I mean? Not me. I'm saying. Anyway, next topic.
Go ahead. Moving right along.
Woo! The Black About It Bad radio show. All right, so we'll move on to the next. Constructive or destructive? Prescription drugs.
Destructive. All
Destructive. You have a little experience in this area.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Because I see it every day, and I just don't agree with it. It's all a money game at the end of the day, and I don't know, it's hard to explain.
I think it's destructive too.
You see what the problem is, but it's like you're almost like you're stuck in a way of getting out of it. Like me being in the profession that I am, like I see people come in and you're on 15 different medications.
Right.
All for different symptoms and
medications for other medications.
Right. But none of those medications are solving the original problem.
Talk to me.
Nothing is like you're on medication for high blood pressure, but it also causes a lot of water in your body. So then you're peeing a lot. Then you have medications for your bladder. You have everything is to cover a symptom and not to alleviate the original problem, which is your high blood pressure, which you could have solved by changing your diet and living a healthier lifestyle. None of those medications are designed to fix the problem.
So let's give them the truth on medication. Medication is designed to deal with your symptoms
and not
actual cure you of your problem, your illness, your sickness. It's to deal with your symptoms. This is how they make money. This is why doctors don't teach you how to heal yourself. They simply treat your symptoms. And every time you get one medication, you end up having to take another medication because of the side effects of the first medication. Gotcha. So yeah, I think it's destructive.
Yes.
I think it's destructive. Now, I'm a realist, right? So I'm not saying don't take medication.
Yes.
If you have to be on medication, by all means, get on medication. But I think the message I would like to deliver is consider healing yourself so you don't have to be on that medication, as well as even getting off of the medication.
Right.
I worked very hard to get off certain medications throughout my life. I'm not at 100% yet. Still got one that I take, and I plan on eliminating that one. Just keeping it 100, because most black people are on medication. Like I saw the statistics on that.
Yeah.
They love putting us on medication.
Yeah, but people, I feel like they're so quick to accept the medication. Like you have not tried anything else, but as soon as your doctor says, "Here, take the script," you on it.
You're right. And that goes back into what I said earlier about the cosmetic surgery. See, we have complete trust in the medical community without investigating the medical community.
Yeah. Because your doctor,
they ain't got your back like that.
God to you. What your doctor said, you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
Without even seeing what your other options are, or even if you have other options.
And you always have other options. Because again, if we go back to biblical, the Most High said he put every herb on this earth for our healing.
Yeah.
So we can heal ourselves. They're hiding certain information, but we can research it. We're in the day of information. So you can Google, you know what I mean? You can Google and do some research. But yeah, it's not designed to cure anything.
No.
So I think we should work towards not being on medication instead of just saying, oh, I'm diabetic, I have hypertension, I have high blood pressure, or I have high cholesterol. I'm just going to start taking these pills.
Yeah.
So it goes back to the shortcut thing again. Love offering us shortcuts. You know what I mean? You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to change the way you eat and
just take
eat
this
more.
magic
Just
pill.
take this pill. Now, when you take it, you might experience, anal leakage, hallucinations. These are some of the things I hear on these commercials. You know what I mean?
And it's always super quiet and
thoughts of
fast.
suicide. You know what I mean? Now, how about let's touch that real quick. Why would a pill give you thoughts of suicide?
Because all the chemicals and
yeah, but it's still just chemicals. Why would chemicals make you want to kill yourself? Oh, I'm about to take you in the rabbit hole a little bit.
I don't know. Let's talk about it.
Well, here's the clue. The symbol for RX is what? The mortar and the what's his face, right?
The mortar and pestle?
Right.
Yes.
Right. So that's the universal symbol for medication, prescription drugs or whatever, right? That is also the same tools that witch doctors use. Right? You ever see a witch doctor do what they do?
Yes.
They got a mortar. They're crushing up bones and people's hair and all that stuff, right? All right. So this is what I'm going to say. There is black magic involved with prescriptions. And this is why you can have thoughts of suicide. It's spirits attached to it. And that's all I'm going to tell y'all. Think about it. Why would a pill make you suicidal? Because something's attached to that pill. Something that witch doctor know about. And why is a European standard for the symbol of drugs and prescriptions the same as what a witch doctor uses?
Yeah.
It's kind of proof of the black magic. Another show, though. Another show. I don't want to take y'all too deep. You know, we want to keep it politically correct. I don't want to scare nobody. I just say do the research. You'd be surprised what's happening in this world. Do the research. Because shouldn't no pill make you feel suicidal? You know, when you have suicidal thoughts and things like that, those are unclean spirits that are in your head trying to convince you to bring harm to yourself. So why would a pill do that? And you didn't have them thoughts before you took that pill. So what's that means in what's in that pill? I mean, after all, if you go to a liquor store, what's it called? Wine and spirits. Okay, this is why when people drink alcohol, they change because
a whole other person.
Their spirit has been altered. Why? Well, they was drinking spirits.
Damn, brother Mike.
So anyway, prescription drugs. So are prescription drugs adding to black Americans' health problems?
Absolutely.
I think so too.
Yes.
Because again, if we go back to the trust factor, we tend to trust whatever they say. You know, like it never dawned on us as a people that maybe these doctors really don't care about you.
I really don't
maybe
believe
they
that
really
they
don't
do.
care. Oh, they don't.
They don't.
They don't.
They really don't.
You know, but you know, I will say this in their defense. They also were not trained to care about you.
Right.
Because doctors, and I've spoken with doctors personally, like they may do 10 or 12 years of schooling, but none of it involves nutrition.
Yeah.
So they don't even actually know how to tell you how to heal yourself unless they've done their own research. What I'm saying is they didn't get that from their education.
Yeah.
So if you're dealing with a traditional doctor who only sticks with the education and then the continuing education he gets, then he's not even going to know about trying to heal you the proper way.
He knows how to manage your symptoms.
He knows how to manage your symptoms. That's what he was taught to do.
He knows how to write a prescription.
Right. You know, a CEO in a jail is not there to make your jail experience better. He's there to manage you being in jail.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the doctor. Not letting you out. You know what I'm saying? It's just my little analogy, you know. But anyway, so we think prescription drugs is destructive.
Of course.
Okay, all right. So we agree on that. And again, the audience, feel free to let us know how you guys feel. All right, Nate, we got another segment though after this, right? Okay, all right. So we'll finish up on prescription drug. So how can we avoid this dilemma of prescription drugs?
I would say let that be your last resort.
Right.
I feel like you have to try all other options before resorting to that magic pill.
Education.
Education.
And it's a lot of it out here today. It's easily found. Like I said, Google. You can Google stuff. So a way we can avoid it is by trying to become more educated about nutrition.
Yep.
And find out the foods we can eat to lower our chances of having to rely on prescription pills.
What's it called? Is it holistic?
Holistic healing.
Yeah.
Yes. And they get rid of them doctors. I remember in 2016, I seen a statistic where they had killed 50 holistic doctors in 2016, and Dr. Sebi was one of them. And like they didn't report it on the news.
What's that term that they use for doctors?
A quack?
Yes. That's the one I was looking for.
Yeah, they call holistic doctors quacks, right?
Yeah.
Stay with us. We're taking another break. Black Body Man Radio Show. Yeah, they call them
nothing
quacks.
they say.
No, they don't want you to believe in
There's a
that.
rhyme and reason for that, huh?
Oh yeah, they the real drug dealers.
Is the moment I knew that
The real dilly dally.
See the top of that.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Just a Bit Outside radio show.
There is one.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Black Bottom Man radio show. We are in our final segment. So we had one more with constructive or destructive, which is welfare. So we're not going to have time to go into it like we want to. I'll save it for another show. But I'll give you a quick little statistic write-up, right? So it says much of the public has a distorted view of which groups receive the bulk of assistance from government programs. 59% of Americans say either that most of the welfare recipients are black or that welfare recipients is about the same between black and white people. And that's not true. Medicaid had more than 70 million beneficiaries in 2016, of whom which 43% were white, 18% were black, and 30% were Hispanic. We were 18%. They were 43.
But they love to make us be out to be the ones that is welfaring it up, you know?
Yes. And of the 43 million food stamp recipients that year, 36.2% were white, and 25.6% were black, and 17.2% were Hispanic, and 15.5% were unknown. So I would imagine that means like from different countries, you know, probably Russian or Middle Eastern, Indian or whatever. So as you can see, just from those statistics, we are not the bulk of the people who are on welfare.
No.
But yet we are stuck with the stigma. When black people, white people, Indian people, Asian people, when anybody thinks of welfare, they think of black people. Yep. And the reality is it is more white people on welfare than black people and Hispanic people. As a matter of fact, it's almost more white people on welfare with the blacks and Hispanics combined together.
Yeah.
Now, see, for me, you don't even have to need those statistics to know that. Let me tell you why. If you just think logically, right? Do you really think that white people created something for black people?
No.
No. All we are is the people who end up using something that they created for themselves. Right. So how could we be the ones that was on it the most?
But they love to make it look that way.
Oh, absolutely. They control the narrative. You get what I mean? And this is what I mean. So when you have that understanding of who you're dealing with within this society, you will question everything.
Yeah.
Because the chances that what you believe that was taught by them is true is very, very low. You know what I mean? Like they say, no one writes a book against themselves. That's why all the history books, they're heroes and we're slaves. Even though they stole all of our inventions and created the patent office so they could, you know, put it on paper. So welfare, destructive or constructive?
Neutral.
Neutral?
Yeah.
I think it's destructive.
I think it's destructive based on knowing more about it and what it was designed to do. Does it still help out? Yes.
I think it does help.
It does help
I
out,
think it does
but
help.
knowing the bigger done by design definition of it, then it's destructive.
I think it does help. Again, I'm not an expert, you know what I mean? But if it was up to me, what I would change about it is I would make it more difficult to get. I wouldn't make it so easy, you know what I mean? So that way, someone's not going to so easily make that decision to have children when they know it ain't going to be easy to get welfare. You know, they need to put you through something to get it. But I do think it helps, and it is needed, because there are a lot of people, you know, family, friends, everybody. Like, we all know people who've been on welfare if we haven't been on it ourselves, right? You know, so I think it's a great stepping stone. I think the problem is they're using it as a weapon against us, and it's not being a stepping stone. It's just being a step. Yes. They'll step nowhere else. You step right there.
You stay on it.
Step right there. So I think I think it's destructive. I mean, think about it. If we didn't have that as a parachute, people would be more conscious of sex. They would be more conscious of having babies. And they would be more productive with trying to make something out of their life.
True.
See, they offering the back door. You know, that welfare is a back door. And again, I know for some situations it is needed. So I don't think it needs to be taken away completely. I just think the rules of engagement need to be changed.
Well, I like the way you said that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think the rules of engagement need to be changed. Like, I remember at one point they were going to try to, like, implement drug testing. See?
Everybody was up in a tizzy like
rules of engagement.
No, it's okay. I'm not going to apply for it.
We'll change the game up. I'm just saying, you know, I think it's good for those of us who need it and use it as a stepping stone, but I think it's hurting a lot of us who are just using it. You get what I mean? So anyway, we're pretty much out of time. So thank you all for tuning in with us today. We're glad to be back with you, the Black Body Man Radio Show. Again, we were missing the lovely Miss Janice today, but I'm pretty sure she'll be back with us. And on behalf of the team and my awesome team member here, Miss Samantha Glam by Sam Dennis, I'm your host, Brother Mike, and I thank you all for tuning in. Please check out Patreon. It's up on the screen right here. That is patreon.com/BrotherMikeBBD. We would love for you guys to become a patron and play a part in helping us continue to bring you information, continue to bring you the brand. And again, we thank you in advance, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace. Word up.
Right.
Great show, Samantha.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. at BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run.